There is a level of mental and physical strength that makes you look almost inhuman. Not loud, not aggressive, not the kind of strength that announces itself, the quiet kind. The kind where a man receives devastating news and his hands don't shake, where the pressure mounts and his voice doesn't waver, where everyone around him is falling apart and he simply continues. You've seen this person, maybe once, maybe never, but you recognize something in them, something you wanted and couldn't name. Today I'm going to show you exactly where that strength comes from and the ancient warrior system that builds it, step by step, starting with almost nothing. But I have to warn you first, this isn't about motivation. It isn't about inspiration. This is about elimination, removing everything that gets in the way of what you already are. Subscribe if you haven't already. And in the comments, tell me your biggest mental or physical weakness right now. I read everyone. Now let's begin. Chapter 1, The Legend. 400 years ago in Japan, there lived a warrior named Kenshin Daigo. He was not the largest man on the battlefield, not the fastest, not the most gifted by birth, but he did something no other warrior of his era achieved. He entered over 60 duels and never lost a single one. Not once. His rivals studied him, trying to find his secret. Was it his technique, his weapons, his physical conditioning? None of those things. What made Kenshin impossible to defeat was something invisible. He had developed a mind that felt no hesitation and a body that felt no limits. Before he died, he wrote it all down. And within those pages was not a philosophy, not a theory, a map, a precise, brutal, practical map for building the kind of strength that cannot be taken from you. His method had one central principle that contradicted everything people believe about becoming strong. He didn't build strength by adding things. He built it by removing everything that was getting in the way. Chapter 2, The Breaking Point. This is Haruto. Haruto is 34 years old. He works as a project manager at a mid-sized construction firm. He has a wife, a daughter who just turned 4, and a mortgage that keeps him up at night more than he admits. On paper, Haruto is doing fine. In reality, Haruto is fracturing quietly. He starts every Monday with iron intentions. Gym at 6 a.m., no processed food, inbox cleared before noon. By Thursday, the gym bag is still in his car, untouched. By Friday, he's eating lunch at his desk, again. When his boss challenges him in front of the team, Haruto freezes. The words he planned disappear. He hears himself agreeing with things he disagrees with. He goes home carrying the weight of conversations he didn't have. When his daughter asks him to play after dinner, he tells her, "Just give me 10 minutes." And 10 minutes becomes the rest of the evening. Haruto isn't lazy. He isn't weak in the way people use that word carelessly. He is simply untrained. His mind has never been given a system. His body has never been tested past comfort. Then came the morning that changed everything. A panic attack in a client presentation. 40 people in the room. Haruto's heart slammed against his ribs. His vision narrowed. He had to excuse himself, walk to the bathroom, and sit on the floor until it passed. The doctor ran every test. Everything came back normal. The diagnosis: your nervous system is responding to discomfort as if it were danger, because it has never been trained to tell the difference. That night, Haruto found Kenshin Daigo's writings, and he began. Chapter 3, The First Principle, Eliminate Dependencies. The first thing Haruto read stopped him cold. Do not depend on any particular weapon. Do not depend on any particular condition. True strength performs in any circumstance. Haruto recognized himself immediately. He could only focus when the office was quiet. He could only eat well when his wife cooked. He could only train when he'd slept 8 hours. Every discipline he had was conditional, which meant it wasn't discipline at all. It was comfort wearing discipline's clothes. So he did what Kenshin taught. He chose one practice so simple that no condition could justify skipping it. 20 push-ups every day. No gym required, no equipment, no ideal moment, just floor and body. Week 1, easy. Week 2, his shoulders ached. Week 3, he traveled for a site visit and slept in a hotel with no gym. He did push-ups on the hotel floor at 11 p.m. in his work clothes. Week 4, he got sick. Fever, sore throat, the kind of tired that sits in your bones. He did 10 push-ups, half, Still not zero. This was Kenshin's first law. Practice must continue regardless of circumstances. Not perfectly, never zero. By day 45, Haruto no longer decided whether to do push-ups. He just did them. The decision had been eliminated, and with it, something else disappeared. The constant internal negotiation that had been draining him every single day. Chapter 4. The second principle, the mind that does not react. Haruto was getting stronger physically, but his mind was still running patterns he couldn't control. The anxiety before difficult meetings, the tightness in his chest when his wife's voice carried that specific edge, the low-grade dread that followed him from Sunday night into Monday morning. This is where Kenshin's second principle arrived, and it was the one Haruto least expected. At the moment of battle, your mind must be exactly the same as when you are drinking tea. No excitement, no fear, just presence, not suppression, not the absence of emotion. Something harder, the ability to observe the emotion without becoming it. Kenshin called this the still mind, the mind that watches the storm without being moved by it. Haruto began practicing this everywhere, in traffic when someone cut him off, in meetings when his boss raised his voice, in conversations when silence became uncomfortable. Every time the sensation rose, he named it. My chest is tight, my jaw is clenching, my breathing has shortened. He watched it, he didn't follow it. The first time it worked was in a project review meeting. His director criticized his timeline in front of the entire team. The old Haruto would have gone red, stumbled over words, apologized for things that weren't his fault. This time he felt the heat arrive. He named it silently. He breathed once, and he said clearly and without a tremor, I understand the concern. Here's what the data shows. The director paused. The room shifted. Haruto had not raised his voice. He had not fought back. He had simply not moved. A tree doesn't fight the wind. It bends and returns because its roots are deep. Chapter 5. The third principle. No weaknesses. 90 days in, Haruto was different. His team noticed. His wife noticed. But the real test came on day 97. Haruto was called into a closed meeting. Budget restructuring. His role was being eliminated. He had 30 days. His colleagues, given the same news in separate meetings, were paralyzed. Panic calls, tears in the bathroom, frozen screens. Haruto walked out of that room and sat at his desk. Okay, what's the move? No catastrophizing, no spiral. Just the next action. This was Kenshin's third and final principle. Fight not to lose, not to win. When you fight to win, you expose yourself, you overreach, you create gaps. When you fight not to lose, you remain complete. No weakness, no opening. Haruto didn't try to land the perfect new job in record time. He simply made no mistakes. He updated his resume the same evening. He contacted 3 people in his network every day. He prepared for every interview with the same quiet thoroughness he now brought to his push-ups. By day 23, he had 4 offers. He chose the one that paid 45% more and gave him Fridays at home with his daughter. The colleagues who panicked were still searching 3 months later. Chapter 6. The transformation. 6 months after that first push-up on a hotel floor in his work clothes, Haruto sat with his daughter after dinner and stayed. No phone, no just 10 more minutes, just present. She was showing him something she'd drawn. A house, a son, a stick figure family. She pointed at the tallest stick figure and said, "That's you, Papa. You were the strong one." He didn't say anything, but he understood something Kenshin had written that he hadn't fully grasped until that moment. Strength that scares your enemies is useful. Strength that protects those you love, that is sacred. Haruto hadn't set out to become unbreakable. He had simply set out to stop breaking. And somewhere in the gap between those two things, something that had been dormant in him finally woke up. He was no longer someone who tried to have discipline. He was someone who was disciplined. The way he was a father, the way he was a husband. Not a performance, an identity. Kenshin Daigo died with nothing. No wealth, no title, no following. But he died having mastered the one thing that cannot be taken from any man, himself. Closing. Here is the complete system. 3 principles. In order. First one, eliminate dependencies. Find the one practice so small and so unconditional that nothing in life can justify skipping it. Do it every day, never zero. Second, train the still mind. The next time discomfort rises, in a meeting, in an argument, in traffic, do not react. Observe it, name it, breathe once. See what happens when the storm moves through you and finds nothing to grab. Third, fight not to lose. Stop trying to be impressive. Start ensuring you have no weaknesses. Show up on time, deliver what you promised. Keep your word, be the most reliable person in the room, and watch what that quietly does to every room you enter. You don't need to become someone else. You need to remove everything that is getting in the way of who you already are. So here is your first move. One practice. So simple it embarrasses you. Something you can do anywhere, in any condition, with no excuses available. Write it in the comments. Not your whole plan, just the first thing, because the version of you that scares your old self, that person is built one unconditional repetition at a time. See you in the next one.